welcome back to Rocky Top Rundown, your home for all things Tennessee athletics. I'm Chloe Notowich here with Michael Marks, and we're here to give you this weekend's rundown.
That's right, Chloe. It was another very busy weekend for the Vols all around the board. Why don't we start with the Vol football team, who had an intense matchup against the Georgia Bulldogs on Saturday night in Athens. The offense hit the ground running as Miles Kitzelman, in at fullback, leaps into the end zone for the touchdown on Tennessee's first drive of the game. Max Gilbert would then hit a 50-yard field goal to give Tennessee a two-possession lead. But then the Dogs began to find some rhythm on offense as Carson Beck hits his tight end, Oscar Delp, for 6. Or should we say for 12, because he gets lost behind the coverage later in the second quarter for another Georgia touchdown. Delp would finish with 56 yards and 2 touchdowns for the Dogs.
And now, not long after, Dylan Sampson again makes a few guys miss and breaks free to regain the lead. Wow, Dylan Sampson. But not long after, Georgia's kicker, Peyton Woodring, ties the game before half at 17 apiece. And after a scoreless start to the third quarter, Carson Beck escapes pressure and does it himself to give Georgia the lead once again. Now, this would be the start of a dominant second half for Georgia as Nate Frazier delivers the dagger late in the fourth as the Vols fall to number 12 Georgia 31-17. And with that loss, Tennessee's postseason hopes dwindle a little bit as it's pretty up in the air as to whether the Vols will earn a spot in the college football playoff.
Yeah, all we can really do now is win out and hope that other teams lose out, Indiana. Hey, and you never know what can happen in this crazy college football world, so we'll just have to see how all of it unfolds.
Very true, Michael. Now let's swing it over to our very own Allie Seaton, who traveled down to Athens and got to hear what Coach Josh Heupel had to say after the game.
Hi everyone, I'm Allie Seaton. I'm here at Sanford Stadium in Athens, Georgia, where the Tennessee Volunteers just faced off against the Georgia Bulldogs. Tennessee started off very strong in the beginning of the game with a touchdown from Miles Kitzelman, where he actually dove into the end zone over the defensive line. As I just mentioned, Tennessee started off very strong in the first half of the game, but started to falter in the second.
Love the effort that we played with, played physical. Just didn't do enough. Coaches and players together to get on the right side of the scoreboard second half, obviously, but there's things in the first half too, just being better at some of the things that you need to against a good team to win the football game.
Tennessee is now 8-2 overall and 5-2 in the SEC, but not all is lost. We still have our eyes looking straight forward to the college football playoffs. Reporting to you from Sanford Stadium, Athens, Georgia, I'm Allie Seaton for Rocky Top Rundown.
Thanks, Allie. My fingers are still crossed, and I'm still hopeful the Vols will make the playoffs. Now let's switch gears here and look to the Food City Center, which had a busy weekend in itself with both the men's and women's basketball teams hosting some games.
Kim Caldwell and your Lady Volunteers look to go 4-0 on the season by welcoming Liberty's women's basketball team into the Food City Center on Saturday afternoon. This team got off to a fiery start as Tess Darby sinks one of Tennessee's 14 three-pointers of the game. Later into the game, up-tempo is the memo with Coach Kim Caldwell, and transfer Z Spearman takes it up top and dishes it down to Ruby Whitehorn for an easy layup.
And if I can sum this team in one sequence, it would be this three from Jillian Hollingshed. Wow. Making it 50-25. And now we have this steal and assist from Kanya Bond to favor Iodell, and finally another steal for emphatic and one by Talasia Cooper. Just keeping the foot on the gas, Tennessee ends up winning this game 109-93 and remain unbeaten so far this season. Wow, what a great performance by the Lady Vols. And that is a career high 33 points for Talasia Cooper, which helps propel the Lady Vols in their win. Man, what a performance from Cooper.
Yes, she is absolutely thriving in Coach Caldwell's offense. And while we're on that subject, this is the first time in program history that the Lady Vols have scored 89-plus points in their first 4 games of the season. And hey, Coach Caldwell is clearly all about buckets.
Yeah, she is. And speaking of buckets, the men's team hosted Austin Peay on Sunday at 3 p.m. Now, here in the first, Zakai Siegler lobs a pass into Igor Milicic for the easy 2, giving the Vols the early lead. Vols in transition now as Ziegler finds a trailing Cade Phillips, who finishes nicely with the left hand. Tennessee moving the ball well again as Zakai Ziegler drives and finds a cutting Jemai Mashak for the easy two to put the Vols ahead by 14.
Hey, later in the first half now, Zakai Ziegler gets involved again with a nice drive down the lane and a floater with the finish. Early in the second half, Igor Milicic looks inside and finds big man transfer Felix Oxpara, who throws it down with some authority.
And now 13 minutes to go, and the Vols' leading scorer, Igor Milicic, drives and finishes the and one beautifully with his left hand. Approaching the 10-minute mark, Chaz Lanier finds Cameron Carr, who pulls it from deep to put the Vols up 30. Now late in the game, the Vols moving in transition and finding Igor yet again for the emphatic slam. Great win from the Vols yesterday, and man, those 3 transfers are just a standout for Tennessee's basketball team.
Yeah, they really have been. And Vol Hoops keeps on rolling as they move to 4-0 on the season, and they look to take on the Virginia Cavaliers on Thursday in the Bahamas.
I need a trip to the Bahamas myself. Maybe I'll try to walk onto the team before Thursday so I can get a quick vacation.
Hey, who knows? I think you could pull it off.
Oh, thanks for the support, Michael. Glad to know. In all seriousness, the football team weren't the only ones to take on Georgia over the weekend as the Lady Vols volleyball squad played host to the Bulldogs on Friday night. After taking the game into the 5th set, Tennessee was unable to rally past the Dogs, falling 15-13 in the final round of play.
Yeah, Nina Cajic and Peyton Chapman led the Vols with 17 kills each despite the close loss. Our very own Seth Reynolds was at the game and is here to tell us a little more about a certain standout graduate transfer.
That's right. Nina Cajic, who helped take Towson University to 4 straight conference titles and 3 NCAA tournament appearances, transferred to the University of Tennessee as a graduate this offseason. I got the chance to speak with her after the game about her historic season here at UT.
Every position matters and every touch matters. So I think as a collective, we do a lot in practice to help each other succeed.
Nina Cajic has been on an absolute tear in the SEC. In just her 9th game on Rocky Top, she not only shattered the UT record for kills in a game with 42, but was also the first player in conference history to record more than 40 kills in a single match.
Even right now, it doesn't seem as big as people say it is. I proved to myself that I can do this and that it doesn't matter where you put me or what you need from me, that I can still do it. So I think it's just personally a very big success for me, and obviously I owe it to my team because they put me in that position to begin with. It's always the same, at least for me, is just trying to help my team the best I can. Obviously, if it doesn't go well offensively, can I put a very good serve in? Can I pass a good ball so someone else can score? Can I dig an extra ball to help out the team? And I think that's on my mind, is always what can I do more to help my team at any point?
While her coaches and teammates help her day in and day out here at UT, her family back home in Serbia helped her get where she is today. Her brother played collegiate volleyball here in the States, and both of her parents play professional volleyball in Europe.
My dad, he's always texting me after the games saying, this is what you could have done, this here, good job doing this. So I think having volleyball be such a big part, you just grow up watching it and hearing about it. It's always on TV. So it's I don't know if that is what got me into volleyball, but I'm loving it. So I'm just gonna say having parents like that just supporting me always and knowing what I'm going through because they went through it before, is just feels good.
Nina doesn't plan to stop playing anytime soon. The Professional Volleyball Federation, the U.S. Pro League founded in 2022, holds its draft on November 25th.
I'm hoping if I get picked in the draft that I'm gonna stay for that one season, and then I'll see from there. If I like it, I might stay more. If I don't, I'm gonna go back home and try to play pro there in Europe. But I think for now, in my mind, is I want to keep doing this and improving my game and expanding and seeing what I can do.
In the meantime, the outside hitter from Serbia looks to help the Lady Vols win their last 4 regular season games and strengthen the team's postseason goals. For Rocky Top Rundown, I'm Seth Reynolds.
You can catch Nina and the Lady Vols as they face off against the Arkansas Razorbacks this Friday in Food City Center at 6:30 Eastern Time.
Where can viewers follow the results of the Professional Volleyball Federation draft?
The draft will be live streamed November 25th at noon on YouTube at RealProVB. You can also follow them on Instagram at RealProVB and on their website, provolleyball.com.
Thanks, Seth, and best of luck to the Lady Vols as they finish out the regular season and to Nina as she looks forward to the draft. For now, that's going to do it for this episode of Rocky Top Rundown. Tune in Wednesday for our last show of the semester, which will surely be a good one. But until then, I'm Michael Marks.
And I'm Chloe Notowich. Thanks for watching, and as always,
Go Vols!